Hi, everyone. I'm Sam Meggs, a writer for IDW. Thank you for joining us for another awesome creator spotlight today. I am so excited to have Jarod Roselló with us today, the creator of Red Panda and Moon Bear. Hi, Jarod.
Hey, Sam.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Can't wait to chat.
Yeah. No, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
It's going to be so fun because you just had your second Red Panda and Moon Bear graphic novel come out on April 12th. What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, it is the continued adventures of Red Panda and Moon Bear. And so there are these two Cuban-American siblings who have some magic-powered hoodies, and they use their powers to sort of defend their neighborhood and to fight monsters. In book 2, The Curse of the Evil Eye, there is a monster that the kids think is a curse or understand to be a sort of like materialized version of the curse, the evil eye, mal de ojo, and they are trying to figure out how to stop it before it ruins the lives of everybody they know.
I love that. How did you come up with these characters? They seem to draw on your own background.
Yeah, totally. The town where they live in the book is called Marti, named after Jose Marti. The sort of famous Cuban poet and sort of revolutionary, but it's based pretty closely on my upbringing growing up in Miami. And so everybody in the neighborhood is just kind of like people I knew growing up. Red Panda and Moon Bear themselves are based pretty closely on my own kids' personalities too. And so Red Panda's a lot like my daughter and Moon Bear's a lot like my son. And so I don't know, it was one of those things that just like over the years of like tinkering and developing and writing and creating things, like this thing emerged and I was like, wow, look at this thing I just created all by myself. And then I'm like, oh, actually it's like drawing from all of these different sources from my life and background.
Do your kids know that the characters are based on them?
They do. We've had to have some conversations. I'm like, it's inspired by you, but it's not. Because my daughter, who's 10 now, will be like, no, I wouldn't say that. I'm like, yes, I know, but it's sort of inspired by you. It's not exactly you. So we have to have some like separation there. My son's only 6, and I think he's not particularly impressed, but yeah.
He'll get there. He'll get there. Eventually he'll realize it's like an honor.
So.
You know?
Otherwise, what's the point of doing all this, right?
How does the second book differ from the first one?
So book 1 was actually, when I wrote book 1, I had no idea it would be a series. So I just sort of did these adventures with these kids thinking, okay, here's this I didn't really like dig into like the lore or the setting or the background or history of the characters, and I didn't think I would be coming back here. And so when book 2, when we decided to continue with the series, because the kids really liked it and it was really fun to make, I realized, okay, if this is going to be a series, I really need to like explore the world more. I need to get into the setting. I need to get into the backstory of these characters and really start to like build this world out. And so book 2 really goes into like figuring out what the structure of this world around them is and how it works and how the magic works and where they got these things. So it was kind of fun to look at my own work and be like, okay, so where did this magic come from, and try to figure
piece it together now. On that note, what is the Curse of the Evil Eye? Can you talk a little bit about what that's based on or where that comes from?
Yeah, so in Cuban culture, and I think in a lot of cultures, the evil eye, or mal de ojo for Cubans, is this kind of like curse that people inadvertently give to you because they're jealous or they covet your life or things that you have. And so it's almost like a poison where it like ruins the things that you have. It can make you sick, or it can, you know, damage things or sort of ruin your good luck. So it's almost like this really pervasive bad luck. And so in book 2, everybody seems to just be in kind of a bad mood. There's a lot of bad luck, a lot of bad things happening to people. And the kids, Red Panda and Moon Bear, are trying to figure out what's going on. And they keep bumping into this new kid in school who is, he is a giant evil flaming eyeball, but he's got like a paper plate face of a happy face. And that apparently is enough of a disguise that everybody just thinks he's a normal kid. But Red Panda thinks something up. And so the evil eye ends up being this monster, and they think it's very similar culturally to mal de ojo. And so that's how the kids kind of understand it. So it's not actually mal de ojo, but the kids sort of understand it because they understand the world through their own cultural lens, and that's sort of how they approach the world. And so it's this sort
as we all do.
Yeah, exactly. And so so it's basically just a monster who came through the portal and is ruining everything.
Do you have a favorite like page or panel from the second book?
Oh gosh, that's a tough one. One of my favorite chapters is chapter 9. It's a Moon Bear solo. He gets separated and he's all by himself, and he goes inside one of the dogs because it has an evil stomach ache, and the dog is actually a monster from another galaxy, so its insides are all like evil and alien. And so in that, every page in that chapter is probably like my favorite, and then the next one's more my favorite because I just get to draw like all the weirdest things I could think of. But my favorite was when he gets to the final evil stomach number 7, and he gets into that stomach, and it's the most evil of all of the 7 stomachs that this dog has, and there's just like all kinds of fire and spikes and claws and things. And so that was my favorite one to draw because it was one of those moments where I was like, I can't believe this is my job, just draw this ridiculous thing. Yeah.
And lesson learned, do not climb inside the mouth of an evil dog.
That's right. Yeah. So
and that's what we want you to take away from this book, kids.
the big moral here.
Exactly. Jarod, thank you so much for joining us today for our Creator Spotlight. Red Panda and Moon Bear Volume 2, The Curse of the Evil Eye, is out right now. You can pick it up anywhere fine books are sold or at idw.com. Thanks again, Jarod. See you soon.
Thanks. Bye.